tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscle.
Hello everyone, Mr. Blorberjack here today, and today we're going to be talking about Knuckles the Echidna. To be honest, I've never really related with Knuckles. But now that the new Paramount show is coming out, along with the already established successful Sonic 2, I've come around to some degree and I actually like the character now. It's not that I didn't like him before, but rather due to me being older, there are specific reasons for why I do find the character fascinating now. We'll definitely get into it as the video goes on, so let's not waste any more time.
What can I do? He won't even give me a chance to fix things! I want to get us back, but when I found one of the Chaos Emeralds, do you know what happened? Sonic snatched it from me and said he's going to stay here as long as he pleases. And if we don't agree, it's our tough luck. You'd think he'd be more concerned about his buddy.
Sonic isn't my buddy! I'm sick and tired of Sonic turning everything into a game!
Not the sharpest knife in the drawer, absolutely dense in all cases around, and is extremely gullible. But is this really the case? Well, yes, but typically I like to come to a rationalization of the character's flaws. Now, the best parts about Knuckles is that he's extremely stoic and honorable. He's the kind of warrior that sticks to his word no matter what, and is extremely dedicated, in fact, is the very definition of dedication. His knuckles aren't just for show, his heart and his will is just as strong. But I would arguably say that his worst aspects are most exposed when he is around those with bad intentions. Knuckles is the kind of guy that'll take your word at face value. He is the most masculine one out of the Sonic trio, so anything that he might say or might communicate with is regarded as flatline information. For Knuckles, there's no reading into it. In fact, I might add that he views life a lot much more simpler than Sonic ever did. Now, this is the best ideal version of Knuckles that I like to think about. But throughout the years, there are different interpretations of the character and exactly how he emotes, how he relates to other characters, and what they've done to his character over the years. In his original debut, Knuckles was always seen as a tough guy, which has held its ground even in the worst interpretations. But when it comes to integrating him into the story, a la Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, since Knuckles wasn't Sonic, who would always be treated with the utmost respect, didn't have any real defining relationship with a lot of other characters except for Tails at the very most, and maybe Eggman as an enemy. He would find himself occasionally being put down by Rouge the Bat, and even though he's an expert at finding things, treasure hunting, when writers want to make his character a lot much more interesting, but not in the way where it shows his skills as being very proficient, they lean towards a different angle, making him kinda dumb. I can argue, at least in Sonic Boom's case, Knuckles was always seen to not be the sharpest tool in the shed. Second time I use that, let's go. But it's usually used as another joke that he's a lot smarter than he lets on. But in all honesty, I'll see it this way. Knuckles is the oldest when it comes to the trio. Sonic is 15, while Tails is 8. And finally, Knuckles is 16. There's a possibility that I can see. With the amount of time that Sonic and Tails spend with Knuckles, Knuckles gains some more knowledge and more social awareness. He still needs Sonic to lead for the most part, because Knuckles was always raised and born on an island. But I'll take it that Knuckles actually knows a lot more than the other characters, but allows them to have the leverage for the most part, like as a responsible older brother would. But dangerously, letting the leverage go to other characters because of his immense strength, I would argue causes him to be a little bit more disrespected compared to a lot of other Sonic characters. But rather, hopefully it just shows the kindness of Knuckles, that despite his strength, he doesn't overly socially dominate anybody. At least, hopefully not unless it has anything to do with his purpose in life or damaging his dream.
Not a bad view.
Not sure if you ever noticed, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, they're each pretty much named after their main attributes. But obviously enough, Knuckles has the ability to punch really hard. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's super strong, but his character design doesn't exactly represent that. Not gonna lie, this is where Sonic Boom and the Sonic Movie 2 have their standout features in regards to Knuckles and his powers. But along with that, Knuckles is also capable of climbing walls, gliding, or hell, sometimes just straight up flying, which never could really figure that out. A built-in radar for emerald pieces, not sure if this one's actually real. But for the most part, the interesting dichotomy between Sonic and Knuckles is that Sonic will use his feet for the most part, while Knuckles uses his arms and hands. Just another thing to read into the duality between these two characters. But also don't worry, every other Sonic character is capable of turning into a ball. Also too, in some rare instances, he'll even produce fire. This has never really been expanded upon in the series, but rather it's more like a no-duh inclusion. Knuckles also has the ability to go into a super form where he turns pink, and it's probably the most embarrassing look I think I've ever seen.
As far back as I can remember, I've been living here on this dark island, always guarding the Master Emerald from anything that could harm it. I don't know why I was given this job, why it was my fate. Destined to be here forever.
Knuckles' purpose in life is to guard the Master Emerald, a family tradition passed to him as the last Echidna of his kind. And no, this isn't like a Saiyan situation where there's just multiple Saiyans just lying around. Even up to this day, in the mainline Sonic series, we have not really seen another Echidna. But when it comes to Knuckles taking everything with the utmost seriousness, this is one of the prime examples. Since this is the very foundation of how he builds his character, he stays stationary like a rock. Unless the Master Emerald is in danger, sometimes if Knuckles isn't able to get it quick enough, he'll usually break it into pieces. And he'll just dedicate the rest of his life to restoring it. It's a rinse-repeat until the day he dies. But of course along the way, he's met friends that have valued his interest. So along with Knuckles, the responsibility of the Master Emerald's protection lies upon Knuckles' friends as well, Sonic and Tails. And if you're curious exactly for why any enemy would want to steal the Master Emerald, well, it's basically because the Chaos Emeralds are already powerful enough on their own. The Master Emerald is basically like a giant-ass Chaos Emerald. In all basic, you could really cause a lot of doomsday with it. But Knuckles doesn't really have any reason to do that with it, so he just guards it.
Power bomb! Victory is mine!
Hey, no fair! That shouldn't count!
First base is also mine!
I think that was our only ball.
I have conquered the second of the bases!
Who wants ice cream?
Cover off that.
Ice cream, yeah!
I am having the fun! What is ice cream?
Knuckles largely just respects his place in life. He does not yearn for a better life or anything like that. Once again, we're capable of reading into a character on what exactly they want out of life. And yes, Knuckles does feel the drain of having to watch over the Master Emerald for his entire life, but it's a choice that he has decided to make. At any point, he can totally disregard his family lineage. Is he an idiot for holding on to a relic from ghosts? Or is he an Echidna who lives a simpler life due to his understanding of his destiny and sticking to his values no matter how long time changes? Well, that's up for you to decide on what exactly you value out of this character.
According to the Kota-Joukowski lift theorem, the control surface flow is balanced by the inverse kinetics of the...
Stop! I get it, okay? It just floats, and that's good enough for me.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, Knuckles has the most dude-centric voice in the entire cast. I say that because his voice is always super gruff. I would always attribute this to his masculinity, I guess. Because as far as anything is considered when it comes to Knuckles, at least now, when I hear his voice, it sounds like a middle-aged white man who's gone past his youth, but still knows how to rock it and have fun. But there is at least a stark opposite when it comes to the movie voice actor. The movie voice actor is exactly how I described the dreamlike version of Knuckles that I imagined, where he has a warrior mentality and speaks very straightforward. I do feel that Knuckles is becoming better as a character, But I still can't get over how they've butchered the character over the past years, mainly due to a misunderstanding of how exactly they should treat him in the main cast. I hope in later versions of Knuckles, just because he's a big strong dude, they don't dub him down. At least highlight the warrior philosophy aspects about Knuckles. And if there's ever a point where he does seem incompetent, it's only due to the fact that the guy has been on an island his whole entire life. Or who knows, maybe that's no excuse. Either way, Knuckles the Echidna is that guy.
Solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
God, shit, damn it, Knuckles. Hold on, guys, I'm fixing it right now. There we go.
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles, the blow thrower. Independent flower, magical emerald holder. Give you the coldest shoulder. My spike goes through boulders. That's why I stay a loner. I was born by myself. I don't need a posse, I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved.
Wow! Incredible!